Now let's go to Engel's theorem to find the value of x. Find the value of x in each of the following figures. The first one, here you have all of these angles inside the quadrilateral. The sum of all of these angles, for sure, it's 360. Now we have x plus x minus 5 plus 125, also plus 115. If you combine these together, x plus x, it's 2x. And then let's add all of these values. Take care, this is minus 5 or negative 5. Now we have 2x plus 235 equal to 360. To find x, as usual, subtract 235 from both sides. Now we have 2x only. 360 minus 235, this is 125. To find x, you need to divide by 2 for both sides. It will be 62.5. And yes, you can use decimals in the value of x, which is angles. Sometimes angles are used, or the values of angles are decimals, it's okay. For the second question, find the value of x here. But if you have these three angles and you don't know this one, you can't find x here. This is unknown now. So let's go to the second shape, which is triangle. This is 30, this is 90. To find the third angle, simply 180 minus the sum of 30 and 90. 90 plus 30, they are 120. Take 120 out of or from 180, so it will be 60. Or simply 90 minus 30, as this is 90. Now, if you have this as 60, can you remember this rule? The angles making x sign, or the lines making x sign, up equal down, right equal left. These angles are equal and these angles are equal. The rule of this called VOA, vertically opposite angles. So if this is 60, this must be 60 also. So now, sum of all of these angles is 360. So let's start with the triangle as we said before. Let's summarize this question. Now we have 30 plus 90, which is 120. 180 minus 120, this is 60. As this is 60, this must be 60 also. They are making x sign, even x sign in this way. Any x sign, or even this one. This is 60, this is also 60. Now the sum of all angles inside the quadrilateral is 360. Now we have 4x plus 3x plus 5x plus 60. If you add all of these values, or adding all of the terms including x, they are 12x. Now we have 12x plus 60 equal to 360. Let's subtract 60 from this one and from this one. This 12x, it will be 300. Let's divide by 12. For both sides, it will be 25. This is the value of x. And if you need to find the value of the total angle here, let's multiply 4 by x, which is 25, to find the value of angle D. Or maybe for A, the same way, 3 times 25, and here 5 times 25. It's just an explanation. We just need x here, so x is 25, that's it. If you ask you, or if the question asked you about the value of each angle, so take the value of x, which is 25, multiply it by each number here. Find the value of x for the next question. We know that the sum of all of these angles is 360, as we said before. So we have x plus 2x plus 2x plus 120 equal to 360. Let's add these values together. X plus 2x and 2x, 5x. So we have 5x plus 120. This is equal to 360. Take out 120 from this side. So subtract 120. Subtract 120. So 5x, it will be 240. Now let's divide by 5. X will be 48. So this angle equal to 48. If you need to find this angle, multiply it by 2 or multiply 48 by 2, but here we just need x only. Special quadrilaterals. Quadrilaterals are the shapes of 4 sides, but we have a lot of cases, a lot of shapes inside the quadrilaterals. We have a trapezium for the first one. Trapezium is a quadrilateral that has only 2 parallel sides. We have a lot of shapes like trapezium. Trapezium based on 2 parallel lines and not equal. Take care. 2 parallel not equal sides. And then we close the shape using 2 lines here and there. If the 2 lines are equal, this is a special case called isosceles trapezium, like isosceles triangle. Sometimes if you draw these 2 lines which they are parallel and not equal and you close the shape as a special case, sometimes you will find this is 90, this is 90. This is called right trapezium. So generally a trapezium, it's a special case or one condition of the quadrilaterals. It's simply based on 2 parallel and non-equal sides. If you close the shape or if you put lines to close these 2 lines making a shape and these 2 lines are equal, this is isosceles. If you draw lines you found you have right angles, this is right trapezium. So generally we have a trapezium, right trapezium, isosceles trapezium. Now for this question, in the opposite figure you have a trapezium. Find with proof measure angle D. Since we have these 2 parallel lines, which is DC and AB, as we said before, whenever you see a trapezium you have parallel lines. You have AB and CD parallel. BC is a transversal. This is a transversal. These 2 angles make shape U. So these 2 angles, they are not equal, they add up to 180. So since we have parallel, therefore we have 2 angles adding up to 180 as the interior angles on the same side of the transversal. Now let's continue with the same sign as we just apply the rule. 4x, which is angle B, plus 112 equal to 180. Subtract 112 from this side and this side, it will be 68. Now let's divide by 4, x will be 17. Find with proof measure angle D. We need to find this angle. We have this one, but we don't calculate this one, and we don't have this one. We found the value of x. Let's use this to find the measure of this angle and the measure of this angle. So first, multiply 3 by 17 to find measure angle A. It's 51. Multiply 4 by 17 now to find measure angle B. 4 by 17, this will be 68. Now you have, this is 112, this is 51, and this is 68. Okay, let's add all of these 3 angles and then subtract from 360. 360 minus the sum of the other 3 angles, it will be 129. This is the value of angle D. So let's summarize this question. We have a trapezium. Whenever you have a trapezium, you have 2 parallel lines. So, as he said, we have AB parallel to C. We are working with these 2 angles first. So let's use this transversal. So AB parallel to CD and BC is a transversal. Now, if you have a transversal and 2 angles opposite to each other, or they are in the shape of U, they add up to 180. So we have 4x plus 112 equal to 180. Usually you can solve an equation to find x. This is 17. For this value of x, you can find the value of this angle and this angle also. Now we have 3 times 17 and 4 times 17. This will be 51. This will be 68. Now let's add this angle, this angle, this angle, and subtract the value or the sum from 360 or 360 minus the sum of all of this angle. Now you found angle D which is 129.
تقدر تتابع كل دروسك على تطبيق مدرستنا بلس. مدرستنا، المستقبل يبدأ الآن.